Another topic that I feel like has been on my mind has been about being an allergy parent, and also how my world is kind of flipped upside down with that title, everything about that. So my son, when he was about 5 months old, had a skin reaction to peanut and we were introducing it. Not the first time we introduced it, I think it was the second time. And it was enough where I was like, okay, this is weird. This is concerning. I don't necessarily want to give him peanut again at home. I want to go and see an allergist. And I was freaking out. The last thing I wanted to deal with, and so we went. We just kind of found the fastest allergist we could without a referral. I got in, I think, a couple weeks later, which was great. They mentioned, you don't really need to do a blood test right now. Let's do a skin test for peanut and see kind of what happens. And he had a positive skin reaction to that. So we got an EpiPen and my life went upside down at that point. It's hard to explain the reality of being an allergy parent unless that is your reality. And I feel like for 2 years, I had a ton of anxiety. It was really hard to want to go to family events, to go to parties, to go out to eat. Like, I feel like I'm gonna get emotional about it. It was really hard. And then it was really hard because people don't understand. Like, I would have family members and people who would just be like grumpy with me if I'd ask a bunch of questions and make sure they're really checking labels, and they didn't get it. And it's really hard to advocate for your child's safety and have people kind of question you or make you feel like you're a bother or something. And I really wanted to make a video more in depth about being an allergy parent. Maybe I still will, but I say however because a few months ago I was like, you know what, he's almost 3. I want to go see another allergist. I want to just get more opinions. I was looking into different treatment options and just kind of figuring out next steps of, I don't want to just do nothing. And knowing that peanut is not an allergy a lot of kids grow out of. So I was like, let me figure this out. So we went and he had a positive skin test at this new allergist. Then I also asked for blood work because I was like, we haven't done blood work before. Like, I know that what's hard about allergies is I know that you can get false positives for, I think, skin tests and blood tests. But I don't think false negatives, or maybe you can get a false negative on a blood test. I don't know. But anyway, so actually, I think you can get a false negative. I feel like you can get a false negative on both, and I think you can get a false positive on both, but do not quote me. Regardless, we did the blood test, and the blood work comes back, and it showed 0 reaction to peanut. And so I was like, okay. Meanwhile, he has another skin condition, which also makes things kind of weird. Not a lot of kids have it, and it has to do with histamine. Like, I always was kind of curious, like, do you actually have this allergy? Or is this just presenting this way because of your other stuff? We never gave him peanut. He never accidentally ingested peanut, but he never reacted. So anyway, we did a food challenge and he passed it, and we're about 2 months of him eating peanut every single day, and it's just a weird feeling. And it's also a weird feeling going from, again, my life just going to another like 360. It almost felt wrong at first of like, we're giving you peanut, we're having peanut back at our home. For 2 years of my life, I thought that that was what he had, and I thought that that was our life, and I thought that was gonna be his future, and it really brought on a whole lot of anxiety. And then now I feel guilty talking about how now I am not an allergy mom, and it feels weird not having that as a label. And it almost doesn't feel real. Like we still carry his EpiPen around, and I'm like, is this real? So anyway, let me know if people are interested in hearing more about the allergy parent experience, because it felt really lonely when I was in it. And so I definitely wanted to share videos about it, and I think I still have a lot to share, being a mom who was in it for 2 years. And if you are an allergy parent or have an allergy yourself, I have so much empathy and I feel for you. And I know that it's hard. And everyone with an allergy or living with someone with an allergy, you're amazing for advocating for yourself in a world that doesn't necessarily think about you.